ফিরে এলাম ছোট্ট বিরতির পরে। আমরা জানবো মিস্টার দিলের কাছে থেকে আমাদের যে সমস্ত রিয়েল এস্টেট রিলেটেড বর্তমান সিচুয়েশনের যে সমস্ত জিজ্ঞাসা আছে। নাও I'll be asking your view that where we would like to see our real estate market in next few years, at least you would like to see, or what is your prediction?
আমাদের employment rate যদি থাকে as where we are sitting at right now about 5.9 I think if I'm not making a mistake unemployment rate which is historically actually if you look at our recession time 2008 actually is not bad.
No,
In my opinion, আমাদের GDP growth is not bad at all. So you have to look at correlations of those numbers. So what does it tell? We are going to be bringing 1.5 million immigrants in the next 3 years. And I keep on hitting those numbers. আপনার জানতে হবে কেন আমি বলতেছি এটা. You have to understand why I'm saying this and why I'm saying it so much. Because 44% of those people, you and me, just like আমাদের একটা হাউস আছে, ওরা হাউস নিবে, ওরা অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট নিবে, ওরা কন্ডো নিবে, ওরা টাউন হাউস নিবে. So আপনি যদি ইনভেস্ট করেন in Toronto, in GTA, in a good area, in the transit hub, you are going to make money. And this real estate we're talking about, is it going to go up? Absolutely, it was going to go up. But would it be back? ধরেন আপনার ওই earlier this year by January, February time? No, it's not. But would it get back to something similar? No. But would it be little less? Yes, it will be. 2017 যে সময় আমরা আমাদের কি বলে ওই যে foreign buyer tax introduced করছে and as well as a stress test was used. What happened exactly?
The same thing happened.
Exact same thing happened.
Right.
Exact same thing.
But the difference is, what I am saying at this point, that was for the we were not panicked at that time. We are for the short time, we were stuck, but the market came back. But at this situation, several factors are compelling us to think otherwise. The first one is the market interest rate going high, recession, predicting a recession.
It's happening.
We are at the pre-recession stage.
It's happening.
And the third thing is inflation. And as you mentioned, the lack of supply. That's a very, so these several factors are, in fact, at this time contributing factors for thinking otherwise in comparison with 2017.
So Mr. Singer, your point of view, I'll just add something on this. You guys need to understand, the recession we are hitting is a soft landing recession. You have to look at our unemployment rate and our employment rate. We're pretty healthy at this point. There's definitely layoffs happening, which we haven't heard. That's happening because I've been talking to my clients. I could hear. But it's not going to be as bad as 2008. Buchin. So that is something you have to understand. Granted, 2017, আমাদের যে hiccup ছিল, slow down. It was due to the foreign buyer tax and the stress test, which we sort of went over after 2 years. It actually took 2 years. It actually took 2 years. We often forget when we go through those moments, don't remember when we just go on this, when it happens again, we're like, oh my God, it didn't happen before. No, it did. And it was actually 2 years. It's a slowly rise. Unfortunately, this time it was a too much hike.
You're right.
বুঝছেন? So যে একটা হাউস আপনি বাই করছেন 1.4 million, it might come back to 1.2 and that might be the true market value.
Right.
So we are going to have to ধরেন আপনি যদি বাই করছেন $1.4 million house in Toronto, even at the peak time when it comes back, it might not come back at 1.4. Again, I don't know that. But the thing is, we also have an external factor that we have to think about. Russia and Ukraine war. It made a detrimental problem, impact in our real estate and economy as a whole.
True.
Detrimental factor why our inflation is so high. You have to understand those. Those are the reasons why. Whether it's happening over there and if there's nothing is happening and they're doing it whatever reason, it's impacting everybody.
True.
It impacted our gas price. It impacted our bottom line. Our grocery bill চলে গেছে from let's say it's $100, you went now to $150. আপনি pay করতেছেন every month, every week perhaps. So what I'm trying to say is we are going to come back and it's just a matter of time and it's not going to be 3 years. Tell me a recession time that lasted for 10 years. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
So history always says that we will come back. It's a matter of time, but we have to be patient. I do understand though, আমাদের প্রচুর মানুষ, Bengali, in any community at this point, is in highly debt. We are like beyond our, our income level debt. So for some, they might not have any options but to look at alternative options. But before you look at those alternative options, speak to someone who can help.
Thank you very much. I am curious to know from you that you mentioned several times GTA or Toronto is a very attractive or the perfect place to invest. What did you mean by GTA or Toronto? I mean, you are just focusing yourself on Toronto. If I say that Bowmanville, Peterborough.
So see, the thing is, Greater Toronto area's definition could be very broad. My definition, Toronto or GTA, is very close to what Toronto
Investment-wise, I'm asking.
Investment. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the question. If it is investment, anytime you buy anything close to hub, a transit hub, ওইটা হতে পারে আপনার TTC, ওইটা হতে পারে আপনার go train, go station, and it could also be a new go station coming. Anything on that line within GTA, and I'm not talking go far, will still make you money. In fact, this week we had a new release in Paris, Ontario. Townhouses.
Very growing suburb.
That's right. Yeah. Here's the thing. আপনার townhouse cost করতেছে starting at 684. Townhouse. Detached starting at 900. Now, আপনি এখন, let's face the same thing. আপনি এখন buy করতেছেন, there are predict করতেছে builder in 3 years economy will come back. Those houses আপনার you will, if you buy something, you will get the key hopefully by 2025. So let's assume that's the same scenario where market is coming back by then. আপনি similar house buy করছেন Torontoতে, doing in the hub area. Hub area, I mean like literally not far from the GO station, Warden station, Kennedy, like not far. They're in Pape station, whatever. That house will make you at least 300,000 to 400,000.
Thank you very much. What is the underlying factor for this demand? You mentioned few, but I would like to get a concrete picture from you. What is the underlying factor for the demand of housing market in GTA or specifically in Toronto?
Thank you for the question. Again, we have a huge shortage. And I'm going to tell you this shortage in a sense, I as an investor, you as an investor, ধরেন আমরা buy করছি, multiple Toronto condo units, multiple townhouses, and I own 10 properties, for example. Now, find someone like me to bought ধরেন another, maybe let's say 2,000 of them, bought another 10 houses. Do your math here. I now own 10 houses. You own 10 houses. Do your math. Now, our normal public want to buy, but now I own it for a price, and I'm going to only sell it for a price that I think is reasonable for me when the market is right. That's the biggest problem, because investors like me who may have the dues, may have the means to purchase more, where a person like you who are first-time buyer might not be able to. I'm not saying it's me. I'm just giving an example. That creates one shortage, because now investors taking over the entire Toronto. No, so if you look at condos, ধরেন Liberty Village condos, 80% is rented out. 80%. The pride of ownership is only 20%. So I'm just giving, these are legitimate stats, guys. These are the numbers. I mean, you can go on ORIA and can find those out. So 20% of a building is a owner living in, 80% is renting. Now, that happens on all the condo units, all the condo buildings. What do you think is happening? Because nobody either cannot afford or they're too afraid to buy. But I, as an investor, I'm renting my one bedroom for $2,700. My mortgage payment is only $1,700. Am I making money? Maybe yes or no if I do my cash flow. But when I sell it, I'm making money, lots of money. So that creates one shortage. Number two is we have all this volume of people coming in. And again, I'm saying it, 44% of the 1.5 million Trudeau government proposed are coming to Toronto, will stay in Toronto, and will need a shelter, will need housing, and we have not much. So they have no choice but to go outskirt, because they cannot afford, they can no longer afford a basement apartment for $1,500. এখন basement apartment যদি হয়ে যায় 2,000 or মতো, it becomes a tough situation for a single family. Just think about it. I came here in 1997. We're living in one apartment, the entire family, for only $1,200.
Right.
I bought my family bought a house by Bengali town area for $399 or $299 in fact, sorry. Today it's trading as almost close to $2 million.
Right.
That is back in 1999. So let's say about 20 something years, my family made money. I'm not going to reveal the address, of course, but I'm just saying, my family made money. Similarly, what the problem was back then is we didn't have realtors in our community. We didn't have the education knowledge. We didn't have lawyers from our community. We had no guidance at all. আপনারা যখন new immigrant or people who's looking to buy, you guys are so
Lucky.
lucky.
For sure.
And I'm gonna commend this to our community people like Apne and others who are done the credentials, became lawyers, became solicitors, and not just this part, everything else, the engineers, the buildings,
True.
the whole aspect of it. We now capture this, just like other communities.
And this is a very rich community, I would say.
It is an absolutely rich community, and you know what? We take pride of that. But same time, you are discussing with people. You just got to make sure that you are talking to the right party.
Right.
Right party. That's important.
Right.
Because sometimes
Let me ask you one question a little bit apart from what we are going through. I mean, we are asking or we're discussing at this point. So last few months, we are seeing an issue because with the peak time, people bought property with a higher price. Now the property price goes down, and technically at that time they took private mortgages to close the house, considering in mind that within 2 months or 3 months or 6 months I will be refinancing the property and will be paying off the private mortgage, and I will be okay. But the situation here is twofold. One is the price dropped. So the appraisal is coming $300,000 or $400,000 lesser than what they bought for. They have private mortgages. At the same time, the interest rate is higher now.
yeah.
So in this situation, they're in a sandwich situation, what they should do. My question to you, should they wait until this 2023, what you have said, is over, or they should sell the property?
Well, if this, thank you for the question. If they sell the property, they're at a loss of $300,000. And if they do sell it, I think they're going to have to go to a credit counseling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And something that I am not expert on this, but I will just tell you that you seek for a special expert who can guide you on that. Because আপনার যদি ধরেন আপনি বাই করছেন 1.2 মিলিয়নের একটা, and same ধরেন আপনার আরবিসিতে ব্যাংকে মর্গেজ দিচ্ছে 800 আর আপনার 200,000 মতো প্রাইভেট আছে, then and the exact same property যাচ্ছে এখন 900,000 মতো, then you have a loss of 100,000. How are you going to pay that 100,000? So either you wait and hoping for the best for next 3 years it will happen, or 2 years, or you have to figure out a solution betterment for your family. At the end of the day, it's family is important. But Chen, so I wouldn't be able to give you any concrete answer
advice,
because it's a case by case.
Right.
Depends on the household income key.
Right.
What sort of property that you have. Is there a possibility? Can you think about, okay, I'm going to live in the basement and rent out upstairs, which I can get maybe $3,000 rent? That's what I would do. I would think creatively. Okay, I don't have to live luxurious at this point. I know that I am in a sandwich situation, like you said, and I don't want to let this property go. I love this property. What can I do? What can I sacrifice? So I would sacrifice my living a little bit. ধরেন আপনার বেসমেন্টের রেন্ট দিলে পাবেন মাত্র 1,200 or 1,500, you can maybe get 3,000 from the upper level.
Right.
You live in basement, and that if that works out for you, you go for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dill. আমরা যাচ্ছি একটা ছোট বিরতিতে, ফিরে এসে আবারও জানবো মিস্টার দিলের কাছে থেকে।